How's it going, everybody? AC here with another LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight video. A big talking point for this game so far has been about it only featuring 7 playable characters at launch, with 2 more being added in September. The reason they're doing this is for the sake of making each character play differently and feel more unique and important. Which, you know what? I understand that. In so many past LEGO games, they've had huge character rosters, but only about a good dozen of them are actually useful in the game's puzzles to solve. So at least with the small character roster, that gets rid of that issue completely. Nonetheless, people still want more iconic characters to be playable in this game. So today, I'm going to be going over some characters that I would want in this game, along with some that you guys have mentioned wanting in the comments of my videos. So first and foremost, the character that you guys have mentioned wanting in this game the most is that of Jason Todd, or better yet, known as Red Hood. Or as some of you guys who know Jason from the Arkham games, you know him as the Arkham Knight. I'm certain that at the very least, we're going to get a Jason Todd Robin skin in this game, as we will for the other Robin, so I'm not as worried on that end. I also won't be talking about Tim or Damien in this video, as I've mentioned them lots in past videos, and I've even predicted Tim to be in the story during my story prediction. But if they follow the lore of Batman comics, after Dick Grayson leaves Batman to become Nightwing, the role of Robin is empty. Jason Todd became the second Robin after attempting to steal the tires off the Batmobile in Crime Alley. Batman, rather than arresting the orphaned youth, recognized his potential and need for direction. Following the death of his parents, Jason was trained by Bruce Wayne and eventually adopted the mantle of Robin. 3 years after that, however, Jason was searching for his biological mother, Sheila Haywood. Sheila betrayed him by handing him over to the Joker to cover up her own criminal activities. The Joker then beat Jason severely with a crowbar. Joker also managed to double-cross Jason's mother and locked the pair of them in a warehouse with a time bomb. While Jason managed to free his mother, they could not escape before the bomb detonated. Jason Todd was later resurrected and returned to Gotham City as the anti-hero, Red Hood. Now, while I think the story might be a bit too dark to adapt into a LEGO game, I know the fans want it, and have been asking for it lots. Or at the very least, they want a reinterpretation of it. Maybe they could do it in a way where Jason goes missing instead of getting beaten to death. Then he could show up in a future DLC as a playable character. Maybe if they did a Red Hood DLC of Under the Red Hood, it'd work out great that way. Another option, if we want to show off how unique of a playstyle Jason could have, we could showcase him using high-tech firearms and his abilities. Maybe even match him up against an iconic villain like Deadshot to show off his skills. The next character I want to talk about here is Superman. And while we know this game is going to be primarily Batman focused, I don't think people would be upset if after a couple DLCs down the line, we got a character like Superman, especially if we get some other characters that people want first. I think what we will have for sure in this game is mentions of Metropolis amongst the open world, as it is the neighboring city to Gotham City. We might even be able to see Metropolis in the distance in this game. My idea here is you could have thugs talking about characters like Superman and Lex Luthor, similar to what they did in the Arkham series. Another option could be seeing headlines and reports from Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and Clark Kent from the Daily Planet. But I do think there's a couple ways they can make Superman as a playable character work in this game. First off, there's still a debate online about whether or not the story of this game will lead into the OG LEGO Batman trilogy or not. Which, if it does, it'd be nice to see how Batman and Superman actually met each other in this universe. Superman was a huge part of LEGO Batman 2 and 3, with LEGO Batman 2 being the perfect mix of a solo Batman game and a World's Finest game. I think a World's Finest DLC would be the perfect way to set that up and give us more Batman and Superman iconic duo fun. But another good option here would be diving more into the Snyderverse. We really haven't gotten to see much of any Ben Affleck Batman in this game yet, and this could be the perfect way to do it. Give us a DLC themed around Batman v Superman where we take on Superman as a boss fight, and once we beat him, we get the nice reward of playing as Superman. And you know what? Let's check off another character box while we're at it. Include some Dark Knight Returns comic elements in here, and make someone like Carrie Kelly Robin a playable character in this game. All you'd have to do is make a new playable skin for Robin with the new voice actor to play Carrie for this DLC mission. I really think Superman would be the one exception for a DC character not directly in the Batman mythos the fans would want to have in this game later down the line. He's actually the second most requested character I've seen people requesting throughout my comments in my videos. Plus, he fits the mold of having characters playing really unique from other playable characters, because what other playable characters in this game so far would be like Superman? I'm going to take a full court shot here and yap about someone else I'd want in this game for my next selection, and that's Alfred Pennyworth himself. Now hear me out on this one. One of the most popular comic book runs right now is the Absolute Batman series. I've said before, I'd love if we eventually got a DLC for Absolute Batman one day with a playable big figure version of Batman. And who better than to make player 2 for that potential DLC than Alfred? In the Absolute universe, Alfred is a grizzled ex-MI6 agent sent to Gotham City to monitor the Party Animals gang. While initially antagonistic and tasked with monitoring Batman, Alfred ultimately becomes a crucial partner for him. So if my Absolute Batman DLC wish comes true, I think Alfred would be great as a playable character here. Then we could get all of his iconic looks throughout the years as outfits for him, like Michael Goff, Michael Caine, Andy Serkis, and even the iconic plate-wielding Alfred from the OG LEGO game. And the last potential playable character I want to talk about today is Batwing. As the tech-savvy son of Lucius Fox, Luke is an MIT graduate, expert martial artist, and key member of the Bat family. He adopted the role to act as a high-tech armored guardian of Gotham City, often specializing in advanced combat and rescue operations. He's already made live-action appearances in the CW, so we could draw inspiration from that, and better yet, in the 2025 Arkham Asylum set, Batwing was one of the minifigures in that set, so we already have a LEGO design ready for him there. Luke Fox Batwing has been one of my favorite newer comic book characters, and with it being confirmed that Lucius Fox is already in this game helping Batman with tech stuff, I wouldn't say it's impossible to get Batwing in this game. Anyways, y'all, that is going to be all with today's video. I've been Zacy. I really appreciate it if you stuck around to watch this whole video. Leave a comment down below to talk about who you want in this game and what you think of my selections for these potential playable characters in this game. And I'll be back again on Wednesday with more content. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I make videos about all things LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, from updates, and when the game comes out, I'm going to be doing a Let's Play series for it. I really can't wait. We are close to under 2 months now for this game to release. I really can't wait. Anyways, y'all, I'll see you guys all in the next video.